Hey guys, welcome back. I know I haven't done a vlog in a couple days now, and so I figured while I'm sitting out here at Walmart waiting for my wife to get done picking up a couple of little like cleaning supplies and things like that, that I would go ahead and do a little just talk, I guess. I don't know. But I figured I would talk about the time that I went up in Lexington, Mississippi and worked on a film set. And when I worked up there, it was on a movie called Don't Kill It. And originally we met at this hotel in Canton, which was like an hour drive from the film set. Yes, I had to meet them at one place, which was already like an hour from where I lived. And we had to drive another further hour away. And that was at like 8 o'clock in the morning. And so that was already terrible. But while I was up there, I never really got any direct instructions on what exactly like my real job description was. Like I was just the assistant guy. So pretty much just whatever they wanted me to do, I was supposed to do. At one point I went and I was setting up a bunch of chairs in an office. At one point I was like hanging curtains in this one area where they were going to like interview locals for background characters or something. I set out snacks and drinks in the waiting area. I took a bunch of like snacks over to the Star trailers or whatever. I don't even remember what all stars were there. The only one I actively remember is Dolph Lundgren. And the only reason I remember him is because on my first day there, I met him. And I will never forget it. And I don't know. He might actually never forget it either, because he might still remember me to this day, because he came in like from the front door of the lobby area. He just like walked in while we were all just like me and like 5 or 6 other little like, I guess I want to call us interns. We were paid like $100 a day, but it was like 12-hour days. And then, like I say, you add in my driving, so for me, it was like 16, 17-hour days. It was terrible. I might as well have just been an intern. But while I was there, he just like came in and stood in the lobby, was just like standing there, just like listening to the whole speech that the lady was giving or whatever. And I remember like 3 or 4 of the other interns were like just turning and looking at him. But I'm over here already like standing near the entrance area, so he just walks up and stands near me. Now, me, at the time, I was nowhere near where I am now coming out of my shell, and I know I'm barely out of my shell as it is. And so, all I noticed was this guy taller than me walked up near me, and so I just like basically like start trying to stare at the floor or just like off into the corner or something. I am doing my absolute best not to look at this tall guy that just walked up. And so after a few minutes, I noticed that everybody else is just like looking over in his direction or something. So I'm like, okay, he's some important guy or something. So I look over at him. I notice he's just like in jeans and a t-shirt. He's just holding a Subway bag. He's just standing there. It's just this tall dude just standing there holding his Subway. And I just look at him, he looks over at me, I just like nod my head at him. We both just go back to listening to the speech. And like 10 minutes later, finally everything is done. The lady's done speaking, everybody starts getting ready to go, and a couple of the other interns like come over. They're all like nervous and they're like trying to talk to him and stuff like this. And finally like one of the people that were like working with the film studio or whatever like comes over and is like, Mr. Lundgren, I'll show you where your room's at. And that's how I figured out who he was. And that's the story of how I stood there next to him for like a solid 10 or 15 minutes, never said anything to him, never tried to introduce myself, never said nice to meet you or anything, just treated him like he was just this weird guy in the lobby that was just in on our speech for no reason. And I'm sure he will never forget that, because this guy just clearly had no clue who he was or anything. It probably thinks that I've never seen him in a movie or anything. Yes, I have seen him sit there and box like crazy with Rocky and everything. I've even seen the movie that I went and was working at. I've seen another movie with Dolph Lundgren in it. I just can't think of it off the top of my head right now. But the fact that I had no recognition of him whatsoever, because, I mean, by that point, he was probably about a good 15 years older than the last movie I had seen him in, and, you know, he doesn't look like, you know, just super aged up or anything like that, but, you know, versus a man in his 20s, you know, a man in his 40s, you know, I don't know. That's basically what he looks like. He's around his 20s or 30s in Rocky, and at the time, I know he looked around his 50s, probably. So, I mean, I didn't recognize him, like, at all, and it didn't occur to me that, hey, this might be a famous person that everybody just keeps looking at. You know, I'm working on a film studio. I was literally told, you're going to run into, you know, a couple of famous people, you know, try not to, you know, freak out, try not to, you know, act all, you know, fanboy or whatever. But nope, I treated him like he was just a complete stranger, like I had no clue who he was or anything. And to the very end, I never actually even talked to him after that or anything. I never saw him again after that on set or anything like that. That was my only interaction with him the entire time I was on that studio. That was my only interaction with a famous person on that studio. It was hilarious to me. And I just felt like putting that out there, sharing that with you guys. The way that I found out about that, though, there was just like a random online listing. If any of you guys ever decide that you want to try to work in film or anything like that, if somebody is filming near your location, you will just see like online listings, you know, like it was like the Madison County talk page or something like that on Facebook, I think, that I found it on. I can't remember anymore, because that's been like 12 years, 10 years at least. That's been a while. That movie was back in like 2013, 2014. That's been a while. So 10 or 11 years. I mean, it might have even been 2012. No, it definitely wasn't 2012. It definitely wasn't. I'm not sure, but that's been a long time now. And I just want to let you guys know what my little experience on a film studio was. Let you guys know that, you know, it's easy to get in on something like that. You're not going to get like up right into acting or anything like that. You know, had I kept going with that, you know, kept following the film crews around, stuff like that, you know, that it's said that within like 5 years you can get into a casting role or something like that, if that's definitely the route that you want to go. Just at the time, like I say, it wasn't paying anywhere near what the driving and working for me was, and I really didn't see myself trying to go into movies, so it just wasn't there for me. But, you know, there's tons of people out there that might be exactly what they're looking for, and if it is, go for it. Chase your dreams. Don't ever be afraid to chase your dreams. That's literally my whole thing about doing YouTube here. I'm chasing my dream. Posting dozens, if not hundreds of videos a month, just because I want to. Because I hope that someday this is what I can do. This might be able to pay bills, might be able to help put food on the table. And you guys all support that, and I appreciate every single one of you for it, and I love you. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Like and subscribe. Bye-bye.